Hey guys, it's Lauren here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the MEGO Corp Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, Harold the Scarecrow. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, as I said before, today we are taking a look at Harold the Scarecrow, also known as just plain old Harold. I always thought it was Scary Harold for some reason, and he is part of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is actually a movie, not a series of books, so there's strike one against me, so there you go. I was wrong another time in a MEGO review. Who cares? But again, these are brought to us by the fine folks over at MEGO Corp. But Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, is that connected to Goosebumps or R.L. Stine in any way? I kind of thought it was, but now I'm not sure. I thought he might have had something to do with that. Either way, this is a very strange looking scarecrow figure. And I like scarecrow figures. But this one is it's pretty weird. It's pretty out there. So taking a closer look at him. I mean, just look at this ugly bastard. Anyone else remember that, what is it, John Mellencamp song? Rain on the scarecrow, blood on the plow. I always think of that when I look at this guy. Or any scarecrow figure for that matter. He's got real hair on the sides of his head only. It kind of looks like how chicks do like long ponytails on the sides of their heads. They have two of them. It's very strange. He's very kind of gluttonous too. He's very pudgy in the mask department, or the head department. But then you look and he's like translucent. You can see a stick going right through his innards. That looks painful. But yeah, he's cool, but he's very weird. Very weird. And I do kind of have his arms out of the sockets here, just to get him into that scarecrow pose. I don't know if he does that, but I can't think of a better way to pose this dude, to be honest with you. I don't know enough about the character. I just got it because I like scarecrow figures. And I'm kind of tempted to check out this movie now. Yeah, you can see the stake going right through his guts. Well, this translucent torso, that is his guts. He's got some ripped pants here. Kind of makes him hard to stand. But I guess you can just kind of flare him up a bit, and he will stand just fine. He will stand just fine. There you go. But articulation on this guy, it's the standard MEGO stuff. He's got the swivel in the head. His shoulders do move forward and back. He does have stick arms. It's easier to show on this side because it's less covered up. But it's literally like a stick, like two flat pieces of plastic pinned together with a pin in the elbow. So he gets the forward and back, or you can again do that. Up and down, I should say. He does have a hinge in the wrist, no swivel because there's no wrist, really. Which kind of sucks. I would have preferred if this was facing the other way, but I guess you can do the kind of Frankenstein pose with this guy. Frankenstein's monster. Excuse me, I know what it's called, but either way. He's got the in and out at the hip. He's got the forward and back. He's got the single joint at the knee. And then he's got the hinge in the foot. But, yeah, nothing really going on in the feet. They're just clear. Because I think his legs are really just stumps with these pant legs on it. They just gave him the feet so he could stand, which I appreciate. It's better than having two flat things sticking on the ground. I will say, I wish he came with a stake to stick up his ass. I mean, I guess you could remedy that with a popsicle stick or something and tie him to it, but it would have been nice if he kind of was hanging up in the air with a stick going right up his ass. I don't know. I find that amusing, but some may not. That's really it for Harold here. He's a demented-looking scarecrow that's kind of gluttonous. And his story is he comes alive at night and goes and strangles people, chokes people, eats people, something like that. But speaking of eating people, here he is next to Leatherface, the last one of these I reviewed. MEGO figures, that is. I think Leatherface is a little cooler, though, to be honest. He's got the chainsaw. Chainsaws are always bonus points, though. Then here he is next to the Hammer Dracula, because I already put Pennywise away. Pennywise! But there you go. There he is next to a couple non-Universal Monsters horror characters. I don't have a ton of modern horror figures from this line, really. Mostly just Leatherface, and it's not even really modern, I wouldn't say. Leatherface is from Texas Chainsaw, which was what, 74? 76? Somewhere in there. Here he is next to our regulars. We got Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn, which I gotta say, as far as detail goes and overall aesthetics, he probably fits in better with these two than most of these MEGO figures I've been reviewing. I'll be quite frank. But, yeah, he's still too tall. Curious if NECO will make one of these in the future. I know I've been talking about NECO a lot in these videos, but they're the kind of the main dudes when it comes to making horror figures. Dudes and ladies. We don't judge here. But, yeah, I'd be curious to see what their take on this guy would be. Or if they'd even go further and do a retro cloth figure, maybe. But, yeah, that's about it for Harold here. He's a scarecrow. He's kind of fat. Kind of weird looking. That's all I can really say about it. So I guess if you're a fan of this franchise, not a ton of buying options, so I would say pick this thing up. I think it's cool. I'd like to see some other characters from this movie. I assume it's kind of like, I'm going to say Heavy Metal, because that's the first one that comes to mind, or something like Disney's Fantasia, where it's a bunch of short stories compacted into one movie that might have a overarching story, but for the most part it's a bunch of individual stories merged into one movie. Almost like some of the Disney sequels were doing that, because they were technically supposed to be pilots to TV shows. Either way, that's what I'm guessing this movie is like. So I'd like to see some of the other characters. That'd be kind of cool. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Stay tuned, we got more MEGO stuff on the way. We're going to do Igor from Young Frankenstein next, that's right. After that, I'm not sure though. I do have Kiss. I never did review any of the Target figures, so there is that too. But, yeah, I don't have a lot of these guys left. But I would like to have reviews of all my MEGOs on the channel at some point, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what comes into the old BBTS pile of loot, because I do have the Fly. I still haven't got my Fly as of the time of this recording, which is about a week in advance. The Fly, Freddy Krueger. I'd like to get Reagan from The Exorcist. Forgot to mention the Jeepers Creepers guy and the Candyman. I would like to get those too. And then I have the Mummy on pre-order. The Universal Studios Mummy, the Boris Karloff one, and some of the Hammer figures, the Van Helsing and the, is it Reptile Man, Lizard Man, something like that. But with that being said, don't forget to hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions for live unboxing videos, all kinds of stuff. And in case you do miss them, I upload them to IGTV afterwards, so you can watch them in the full train wreck glory that they are. And also, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you like this figure, if you don't like this figure, if you want this figure, you don't want this figure, if you're jonesing for this figure, or if you're going to pass on this figure. Honestly, I bought it because I like scarecrows. That's really it. I have no connection to this character whatsoever. I just thought it looked so nuts, and it was a scarecrow, so there you go. That's it. And as always, don't forget to keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.